If I had been standing here one day in July 1802, I might have been surprised to see a ship come into view. That ship was the Investigator, its captain, Matthew Flinders, on his famed circumnavigation of Australia. He named this spot Tacking Point, and that became the name of the lighthouse built here 80 years later. In the formal way of the time, Flinders noted the pleasant appearance of the area. He had that right. It's a gorgeous place. 20 years after Flinders, explorer John Oxley turned up on the lands of the Birpai people. Within a few years, soldiers and convicts followed to start the penal colony of Port Macquarie. We know what that colony looked like thanks to the convict and artist Joseph Backler. His paintings include, among other things, a church set on a hill. St Thomas's remains to this day still a landmark of Port Macquarie. Not far from there is the city's historic cemetery. The graves date from 1821 and reveal many interesting stories. The local museum is another survivor from colonial times. It was built around 1840 and it's full of local history. Times change, of course, and Port Macquarie is now a tourist hotspot. A Coldie and burgers at More Beer Brewing Co. have replaced the convict rations of 200 years ago. Early settlers could not even have imagined the delights of a hatted restaurant like the Stunned Mullet, a Port Macquarie icon. They'd have been equally stunned by the charms of Port Macquarie's busy 21st century waterfront. My final stop is Sea Acres Rainforest Centre. This tiny scrap of forest is a remarkable remnant of a lost landscape, the coastal rainforest once found all along the mid-north coast. It reminds me that the history of a place is much more than its bricks and mortar.